What is up, everyone? Sorry about that. Good morning. Can you hear me? Having some camera issues this morning, and that's why we're a little bit late, so my bad. How is everyone doing this morning? Where's everyone joining me from? Y'all hear me? Y'all see me? Or no? If you are one of my wolves from the Discord, we are going to be using the YouTube chat this morning, all right? Y'all hear me? Yay or nay? All right, all right, all right. Let's go. A little bit slower scan this morning, right? We got a little bit of a slower scan. We've got Visa this morning as our top percent gainer. I believe they're Chinese nonsense. WINT, Chinese, I believe, too. I could be wrong. Gotta look real fast. Visa, WSISA, an old school ticker. I've traded it many times. Many times. It says semiconductor US, smart devices, blah, blah, blah. Beaverton, Oregon. Huh. Oregon. Okay. Previously known as Summit Technologies. Not a Chinese ticker. Okay, they've got a catalyst. Executes $210 million definitive agreement to purchase assets, including high-performance computing, software, and acoustic from Data Vault Holdings. So it's an asset purchase agreement. WINT, enrollment of phase 2B in early cardiogenic shock. So WINT also has a little bit of news out there. CNFR, that's one of the tickers from yesterday. ASST is one of the tickers from yesterday as well. Multi-day mover there. LGMK, let's see if they've got a PR. I don't see one. Yes, Wint is doing it for shares. That is correct. It's not to say that they can't move. LQR, some revenue news. Sorry, I'm just going through these tickers real fast. Let's get straight into this stuff. Let's check out our overall markets. Let's see what's going on here. A lot of trepidation again yesterday, right? First trading day of the month. Here's our all-time highs on SPY, which is something that I use to gauge overall markets, all right? 1 second here. If you guys got any tickers or anything that you'd like to get into, then we certainly will. I can tell you August was marked with big panic to start, right? This was August. This was the start of August here. If you look, Wednesday, July 31st. So we had a massive, biggest panic of the year so far, right? To start August, and then a nice rebound. So pretty much even in small cap, right? The first week or 2 weeks of August was rough, was very slow, right? Over the last week, we saw some multi-day runners again. All right. XRTX tried to third day surge yesterday. We might even see a little continuation today. But XRTX, certainly third day surge might be back. We might be getting some of our swing trading patterns back, right? After a slower August. So if you didn't adjust for August, you just kept doing what you were doing in July, you're probably in trouble. But I've been trying to warn everyone every Monday and my students every single day about what was happening. Up until last week, right? We got XRTX. We've got a third day surge there yesterday. We'll see if it is gapping down for now. But if it can hold this $180 level, this $190, $180 level, I think we might see an additional push today. Thesis being Potential liquidity trap there still. 4-day liquidity trap, potentially. That's what I think is happening here. We just saw that on BOF. No, we just saw that on, BOF was it? Right? Kind of a 4-day move here. Somewhat similar looking, although this was actually 3 green days and no red days. If you actually look at this where these candles closed, green day, right here on day 2, even though the candle's red because it closed below the open, it's still a green day because it closed green, and another green day. So this is a 4th green day on BOF is what we saw, a 4-day gapper. So I'll be looking for a first green day bounce on BOF, and I'll be watching, and I'm not 100% sure, but anything within this 2 to 250 level I'll be watching. I'll be watching for it to base really at the end of the day. Or to gap up for the first time after going red. So that's what I'm looking at on the 1 minute. We are gapping down for now. So this is going to be the first day of this entire 4-day move, okay, where this is gapping down. So to me, a bit of a change in momentum on BOF this morning, right? Decent little gap down. Does that make sense? So even though it seems like momentum wasn't great on maybe this day, it was still a gap up that stayed green and held levels, okay? Even though closed down here, gap down the next day, a little bit red, right? Still went green that day as well. So I'll be watching for a first green day bounce on BOF. The higher, the better. That's what I want to see. I want to see multi-day movers again because we didn't have that, all right? I was trying to tell everyone, listen, great swing market, amazing swing market, throughout the first part of the year, through July even. July was one of the best for that, for 3rd-day surges, first green day bounces, turning into freaking breakouts, y'all. Right? But the first few weeks of August, all we saw were day 1 moves like this that then faded off. Okay, just kind of based off market conditions, right? But over the last week or so, I've been telling my students the first 3 weeks of August, listen here, chill on the multi-day stuff, chill on the first green day bounces. If there are no amazing day 1 moves, and we didn't have the best day 1 moves, right? We didn't have the best day 1 moves throughout August. If there are no good day 1 moves, then there are no good 3rd-day surges. Here's a 3rd-day surge on ASST, a perfect one. This is a picture perfect 3rd-day surge on ASST last week. Okay. Big day 1 from $1 to $2.35, right? 140%. Huge volume. 110 million shares went through ASST, right? Last Wednesday. On Thursday, a break day. Look, volume dropped drastically. Down to 5 million shares, okay? Bunch of shorts end up getting trapped. This is called a liquidity trap, right? And then they push it through highs. Big volume comes in. They have to cover through 234, and we get to $4 yesterday or on Friday, right? After a third day surge at day 1, when we get that kind of move, I'm looking for first green day bounce, like we said. Usually you're going to get 1 or 2 red days. In this case, it retraced all the way back. And then look at that first green day yesterday. Gapped up, $1.55, all the way to $2.75, which is exactly perfect for a first green day bounce in terms of looking for risk reward. Okay. What I like to do, and it is a bit arbitrary, but I like to look, okay, where's the bottom of the move? And smash the like, by the way. I'm dropping some serious juice for you right now in terms of first green day bounce patterns, 3rd-day surge patterns, and what to do for the rest of the month. But we've got $4 up top. We've got $1.30, $1.50 down here. And what I'll do is kind of split the difference in half. And you can even see it. Split the difference in half for when I am looking for a price target on a first green day bounce, because I am big into price targets, right? So I really, really love this as an illustration of all these patterns that I'm trading and been teaching for a really long time. And now other people are trying to teach and trade them as well, just without necessarily the knowledge yet, okay? But it's fun. We've got ASST, we've got XRTX, another great example. Now, volume didn't really come in yesterday like I thought it would, but it still tried to push to 270 yesterday, right? And that is leftover shorts. Very interesting dynamic. The only reason I didn't take this one yesterday, because I did want to take it, was that it broke lows of day 2, which I don't like to see on this pattern, but it certainly did it this time. So big day 1. Here's your day 2. I usually like this consolidation on day 2 to hold. If it's going to do a day 3 surge, you can see it broke down slightly yesterday before pushing really hard back towards these highs. So I'm watching this $1.80. I'm going to watch this area one more time, see if it can hold. And if it can, I'm assuming that we might get one more push towards 3. In which case I sell into 250, 260. Let me put these lines for myself. Sorry. I sell into previous highs, y'all. Okay. Everyone teaches you guys the opposite. Everyone on YouTube and in the world that I know of teaches you guys the opposite, which is, listen, look at this breakout setup, right? Look at XRTX. And if it gets up here sometime, then you buy it up there, right? A breakout. That's the breakout. That's where all of the crap traders trade and buy from. I hope you know this. Okay. Pre-market highs, right? Or I'm sorry, breakout highs and then pre-market highs if you're trading. But this is a multi-day breakout, 30-minute chart, okay? In other words, what I'm trying to say is most people teach that this is nothing. There's nothing here until it gets to here. Does that make sense? Let me know in chat. We call this person, this man and woman, Billy. Or Billy. They don't know anything. They buy up here. They get dumped on. What do I mean dumped on? I mean short sellers. I mean institutional investors. Okay. And the markets, the companies themselves dump shares in these areas, you guys. I really, really hope you understand that. Okay. Conifer, WISA. Everyone's mentioning WISA. BOF. BOF already popped, you guys. I'm trying to tell you this. I'm trying to teach you guys. Listen, every single place you go that talks about small cap, they don't know what they're fucking talking about. I promise. If they're not talking about the macros, if they're not talking about the fundamentals, then they have no business teaching you how to trade small cap, because it is one of the most prevalent parts of what we do down here. It's why these are small cap tickers, because fundamentally they're flawed. The only way for them to stay alive, these companies, I'm going to show you one thing. All these companies, every single one of these companies, that's a small cap company, which when you're looking at your scan, most of the time that's what you're looking at. A lot of the companies are, because they're going to be the top percent gainers every day and the ones that can move the most every day from a percentage gain standpoint. All of these tickers, to stay alive, because they have to stay alive, to fund operations, okay? To fund operations, they dump shares. They take new shares, they say, poof, here's new shares, and they sell it to whom? To you and me. If you don't know what you're doing, where do they sell the shares? Higher and higher and higher, up in highs of day, right? Where they have levels that they can dump into. So those of you who are just get gung-ho on all these tickers, look, we saw, chill the fuck out. They're all trying to dump shares on you. You, me, anyone who's buying a small cap company that's not an institutional investor, understand this, is a pawn. You are a pawn. If you don't know this and you don't have someone teaching you this. And it's very, very, very simple to find. It's not rocket science. They tell you what they're doing, okay? Let's look at some more tickers real fast. Let's get into the tickers. I really, really hope that you understand this. It's super, super important. Okay, these are the areas. Think about this. If you had like millions of shares to dump, which companies do have millions of shares to dump, where would you sell them? Into highs. Right? What I teach is the opposite. The reason my students have more success than anyone else is because I actually teach students to do the opposite, which is, okay, look, XRTX has given us range. Instead, let's use that range. Let's use the range given to us both intraday and on multi-day setups like first green day bounces and surges and breakouts. I trade breakouts too. I sell there. Understood? Let me know in chat. Please smash the like if that's starting to make a little bit of sense to you. Is that look at this risk reward here on these trades, right? If I can get a decent trade like this, okay, on a potential multi-day move, which we'll be getting tons of this year. So hopefully it's a ticker with a catalyst and a big day one with good volume that has kind of hung out for a while. There was already a trade here yesterday, right? Which a bunch of my students took from the 190s and 80s and 70s and 60s, swear to God, into the 2s yesterday. So same idea. Look, I can get 1 to 9. I can get 1 to 10 RR on my trades by the time you're even looking at the fucking ticker because it's breaking out. Understood? And then I get to keep maybe half of my shares or a third of my shares for who knows where it's going to go beyond there. We don't know. Does that make sense? Please let me know in chat. We're not here to pump tickers for you, right? These tickers are going to do what they do. I'm here to hopefully within 30 minutes give you actionable information that's going to put you on a different path than everyone else is trying to put you on YouTube, okay? So that's that, okay? I'm not, that would be my only plan is if we see $1.80s hold, $1.75, this area. And then I would sell into 250 and I'd sell into 260 and 3. And then if I got further, then great. Right? That's the bonus for my amazing entries. Let's look at, so we've got XRTX multi-day. That's all I'm looking at there. ASST, we could see it go. The most edge was on first green day bounce, in my opinion, yesterday. So getting an entry somewhere here, which again, I had students getting these entries as well. Right? Taking stuff like that. So I'm pretty much going to leave that alone. It's done everything I wanted it to do. Could it now break out and do that? Yeah. But for me, it's done a third day surge, a beautiful third day surge here already. This is the third day surge, y'all. Right? And it's done a beautiful first green day bounce. For swing trades, really important concept, by the way. Really, really important concept for swing trades. 1 second. Okay. For swing trades, so when I get into first green day bounces that I have a lot of conviction in and the catalyst and stuff like that, the chart, this is not one of them. This first green day bounce, first of all, if it's going to do like a big multi-day, I usually don't want to see it retrace all of its gains in the initial part of the move. I don't want to see it hold up a little bit. Secondly, then I would consider something like a first green day bounce to be a potential swing for a breakout too. So there are ways to swing these. There are ways to day trade these. And the swing entries, I find to have the best risk reward, but the day trades are when you get somewhat confirmation, right? Like it gapped up for the first time on ASST yesterday, first green day, okay? XRTX, we already went over. ASST, we already went over. BOF, we already went over. I'm going for a first green day bounce on that at some point, a la ASST. So I'm not sure, probably somewhere back here in the 2s is when I'll be looking to rebuy BOF. Let's see. Y'all keep talking about WISA. Y'all keep talking about WISA. I get it, right? Big gap from 1 to the 2s, okay? Brand new highs. I mean, nothing for me to do with this, right? Day ones. I'm really trying to steer people away from just trying to YOLO day ones every day. There's not too much edge this year on the day one gappers, in my opinion. Who feels that? And I don't think there are many people who are better at trading day one gappers than I have been considered over the years. So it's, it is what it is. We've got a little pre-market breakout going on, intraday breakout, right? This is just an intraday move. The catalyst is not great. Right? There's an exchange of shares going on for this catalyst. It's not a great catalyst, in my opinion. But they've got a catalyst nonetheless. The volume is 65 million, 30 million or so. Okay? 30 million or so. So I like to give everything, especially let's talk day one gappers, right? Let's talk day one gap trading. Because I've been really swing centric, and I've been teaching people how to swing trade a lot more lately because it's been the most fruitful way to trade these markets this year, especially small cap. When we're talking stocks are moving 100%, 200, 300, 500, 1,000% in a week to the upside. That's why you see a lot of short sellers kind of backing off a lot of this year, right? So that being said, day ones, how do I trade them? I still trade them the same as I trade day twos or day threes, right? Day three surge. I need it to set up and base. I need this to shake out for 10, 15 minutes. Okay. Push, pull, do everything it's going to do. The first 10 minutes are full of the shittiest traders, right? I used to just buy what I thought was going to spike the first minute of the day. That was one of my first strategies. Just try to catch a morning spike, I called it. Right? So that being said, I'm going to go through the time frames. I'm going to look for key levels of support and resistance, right? And key levels will make themselves a little bit more clear, okay, as you go through your levels. Very, very easy. Looking for any sort of area of support. So if I'm short, right? Okay, if I'm a short seller, I want this to go down, right? We've got these levels. If this pops, like even right now, there are people shorting it. I promise you right now, people just shorted this, right? This is a short seller. Like my buddies, I got a lot of friends that are the best short sellers in the fucking world, by the way. My friends, I know them. The best short sellers in the world. This is what they're doing, right? During times like this. And guess what they're doing? Their risk reward looks like this. Their risk reward looks like this now. Understood? Look. Okay, that's what their risk reward looks like. And they see it like this. When you're a short seller, this is why they get squeezed, because if they're too patient, they always think it's going back to zero. Like somewhere in their mind, you know, they're not covering till it goes to one, or they're not good. You know what I mean? There are a lot of traders like that, especially when you start short selling. You think everything's a piece of shit and everything's going down to zero when that's just not the case, right? It's just not the case. So that's all I'm saying. Understand that this is the dynamic in areas like this. When the market opens, it's going to get volatile. People are going to buy it. Short sellers could, these shorts, these new shorts here too, by the way, right? Like that, right? Billy, crappy trader, right here, trapped already, pre-market, okay? It hasn't pulled a lot, but this is the dynamic in which I look at these things, okay? What is the market psychology? Not like, oh my God, it's up and look, they have a merger deal and this is the best company ever. And no, relax. Fucking relax. Whenever I hear people shouting out tickers like that, I can tell that you're likely not profitable. Okay. I would only trade this if it gives me 190s or so. And then price targets become, for me, I would need something that looks something like this on my trade. And then in terms of price targets, they would look something like this. Whatever those previous highs are, if we get a fade, I'll use those. But VWAP, all right, that 240 level and that 250 level, right? And wherever the high day or market open price is, please smash the like if this makes sense to you, okay? Everyone else is going to teach you to buy it up here when it breaks out. We literally in my room sell to you. And if when I'm selling to you, that's the best I can trade. And then I try to hold some for higher. Right? Because you guys aren't always wrong with your little intraday high day breaks. Sometimes they work, even though they first chop you out, no matter what. The markets don't let entries, they don't reward entries like this, you guys. Please, if you get nothing else from this webinar this morning, understand that. The markets don't reward entries like that. The markets don't reward entries where you're buying through highs a day, where everyone teaches you to buy. It's bullshit. Once in a while it works. But you got to sit through a bunch of bullshit first, all right? And the reason my students have had such a huge turnaround this year, a lot of them, and when they get to me, is because I teach them this. Sell to these people. Sell to the short sellers. Sell with them into highs, sell to Billy, sell to the shitty traders when they're buying through highs, sell with the institutional investors. Understood? Please let me know in chat. It's a huge, huge point. I try to drive home every time I come on this for you guys. Here's WISA. You want to look? You want proof? I'm not fucking around. This is proof. Like, you got like people like, who is it? ICT? You got a lot of people who say a lot of shit online about like algorithms and, what is it? Almost conspiracy theories, right? This is not that. These are facts. Here's WISA, W-I-S-A, right? Top percent gainer this morning on my scan, correct? Scan. Smash the like. I'm going to give you guys a few more minutes so I can drive this point home, and then I'm going to get to my people, okay? I'm going to get to the Discord where I trade live every single day. Every single day we do pre-market prep like this every single day. Here's WISA, top percent gainer. It says the float's 5 mil. We've got our news, some M&A news, right? Ton of volume, ton of people like, oh my God, freaking out about this ticker, okay? Watch this. I'm not sure what it looks like, but look. Here's WISA, W-I-S-A. All right, this is dilution tracker. This is what I use to find the information that I just told you about. Are they dumping on me or not? I need to know this, okay? WISA. Here is their outstanding shares. First of all, their float is 5.35 mil. All right. Look what the float says on scans, on my scanner. Look at this. What's my float say? Oh, WISA, 5.3. Okay, that's equal for now. That's fine. So we know they haven't diluted recently, at least. But they also haven't ran recently, it looks like. Okay? They've only been fading for a while. They've not had volume. So here is their outstanding shares, 5.6, but they've got 8.33 million in warrants. They've got an S1 from October 22, priced at 14 cents. A 6 cents pricing. 23 cents. They've got warrants here with a zero exercise price, 3.6 million remaining that they did in February. Holy shit. Look at that pool, y'all. Look at that pool. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Look at that shit. Look at that. Billy. No, Billy. Look, Billy bought that pre-market high of daybreak of the high of daybreak. Look at that. Smash that like, please. The markets don't reward entries like that. I've been trying to tell you. I'll say it again. I try to come on here to tell you guys that. I get it. And I know because that's what I used to do. That's what I was taught. It's what everyone continues to teach. Don't know why. It's an absolute joke, okay? Look at that. Look at that, right? Just like I said. We don't buy up here. You sell there. If you're not selling there, you're being sold to there. Understood? Let me know in chat, please. Everyone in chat, let me know. And everyone sees that. All right? Even if this goes higher, you're not taking part. And if you're the person buying there and holding it, and then you're making money, you're a shit trader still. You got no business doing that. You have no semblance of risk reward. You're sitting through massive pools for no reward. You have the opposite of good risk reward. Understood? You have the opposite of what I teach. Okay? Ooh, looks like Fifi halted up. Meme stock, y'all. Meme stock. Did they PR? Little first green day bounce here, right? I'm going to leave it alone. We might see this go a little bit. It hasn't really done it, but it's gone green. It's gone green. Look, it's gone green. It's gone green. And this is the first time where it went all the way back down to 340. So let's see what they do with Fifi. They are also one of those very manipulative stocks. That's why the ticker looks like this. I want to see Fifi. Look, I'll show you what I mean. This is what they did to their outstanding shares between 3/31/24 and 6/30. Their outstanding shares went from 1 million to 10 million in less than 2 months, guys. Understood? Why don't you just short if it's a high probability setup? Because I don't short sell. I don't want to be right 80% of the year and then blow my account up one time, you know? It's not for me. I'm a longer. It is what it is. And listen to this. Here's the other reason for that. All right, let's get to WISA. Here's the other reason for that. So this year specifically, right? Because this is where you short, in my opinion. Right? A lot of people are going to be shorting. If it's a morning move and you get a failed pre-market high. A lot of times this year, we see this hold and then start to rip too, right? So in other words, at that point here, at this point that you're talking about, well, why don't you just short it? This is what's happening, you guys. I'll show you. This is what's happening. At this point up here, where you're like, oh, why don't you just short it there? This is what's happening. Right? That's literally what's happening, okay? Bunch of crazy market psychology. First 2 minutes of the day, it's not my strategy. It's not for me. All right? I have laid off day one gappers, period, this year because all the best plays have set up beyond that for me. They have been most predictable for me on day 2 or day 3 or day 4 this year. Okay? ASST a little bit further now this morning. Nice holds there, right? They're looking like they might want to go break out now. If you've enjoyed this session this morning, please smash a like. Make sure you're subscribed. I love y'all. We're going to be, if there are any questions, let's hit a few questions real fast, and then I got to get to my people. Might be a little turn happening now. Big volume pool through those lows and a little hold. I wouldn't mind risking somewhere like in the 215 area or something like that if I were trading this area. Maybe the bottom of the wick, but if I'm risking two, then I'm risking basically $2. And I'll tell you, as a rule of thumb, most of the time when these fail and I get a first leg down like that, I want to see another leg down too, right? I like to err to the side of patience on day one moves, okay? In terms of my entry, let it shake, right? All I know is that, okay, we've got shorts, but they're comfortable. They got their nice little pool, right? We might have some re-shorts here now at VWAP. Longs, underwater. Pre-market longs, and most of the people who bought pre-market, at least, a lot of them are okay, but also maybe going under now at this point. So I like the areas I like, right? And if I don't get it, then I don't get it. And I like to be patient for them for everything I just said, right? About dilution and dumping. Really, 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 really important to understand that you're either a pawn in this game or you're either being hunted or you're hunting. You know, it really is that way. A little higher now. Again, I don't even like their catalyst, you guys. I don't like their catalyst. I don't like their chart. So it is what it is. I hope they rip. I hope they rip and give me a third day surge to buy. Does that make sense? What's a reason to buy in support area so I don't get fucked repeatedly? Why buy into resistance? Look what happens at resistance. That's why it's called resistance and support. Very basic. The most basic part of trading. Right? Feel me? Everyone wants to buy this when it breaks out. It never works cleanly. It never works cleanly. I'm not saying that it never works. I'm saying it never works cleanly. What did I do with my NDRA position? That I sold last week into the bounce that we got this day. That I sold. And it looks like they're bringing it down to zero. I'm not sure what they're doing with NDRA, right? It's not a reverse split pump, though, because they didn't hold $1. The whole point of that is $1. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to teach y'all that there's so much more to trade than just like whatever the top percent gainer is. And that these days, you can actually listen to me. Listen, please, and smash the like for this, because I'm going to tell you something really, really important. I watched in July. Okay. I watched in July. A huge portion of the people that I work with one-on-one, going through their trades every single week or every single month, become profitable for the first time in their career. After some people only trading for 6 months, some people only trading for a year, some people been trading for 10 years or 8 years or 7 years and just had their success best month ever in July. Okay. The main reason, do you want to know? They were laying off day one grappers where they weren't good at trading them. And they started focusing on swing trades. They started focusing on overnight trades. Right? Please smash the like and understand this dynamic right now, because if this continues for the rest of the year, you can do the same. Right? I got to push forward. I'm not going to be able to answer all these questions. I'm sorry. Got to get to my peeps. What's the reason to buy in support area? It's a break of structure. Yeah, we don't use those terms here. I don't use those terms. Those were made up by like ICT and a bunch of people that break of structure stuff. In my opinion, okay? He basically, in the last few years, trading was hijacked by Forex traders and futures traders promoting prop firms. Essentially, I've been doing this for 10 years. Forex traders were always known as scams my whole career, because all they do is push prop firm stuff, and they don't actually make money, right? They promote this thing that you need a shit ton of money to make money, so you need a prop firm. You sign up for the prop firms fuck you, the influencer gets a hefty fucking fee, and they're all preying on you. No different than these companies I trade, right? So it's not to say that the Forex and futures technical analysis is absolute shit. It's actually decent, because that's all they fucking do. They have no macros that they use. At least most of the people I see, the futures people, they're just like, look, here's the line and this line, and they pretend like they can basically predict markets just through the candles, which is not true. Okay, in my opinion. Okay. So day ones, again, I pretty much gave you the juice. You want to be profitable into the end of the year and start to figure out how to actually trade stocks. Okay. Focus on macros. Focus on multi-day moves for now. The day one stuff is hit or miss. Even for me, and I've been doing it forever. I don't mind futures, actually. I personally know two traders that trade futures who are actually verifiably successful. Only two of them. I don't know. I know all of the rest of them on social media, but I can't tell you if they're real or not. I can tell you the more that they're pushing prop firms, the less that they're likely real, because they understand the dynamic of what prop firms are and what they do. And they happen to have a place of stature, so they're able to make a shit ton of money from the prop firms. But the people pushing prop firms to me are no better than the prop firms themselves that are preying on you guys, preying on shit traders. That's what they're doing. They're pretending like you need a lot of money to trade. And then they entice you with this like, oh, here, yeah, it's a split. We want good traders. They don't. They want you to fail. So that makes it a conflict of interest, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't. There are a couple actual prop firms, that train you, give you tools that retail traders don't have, and all that good stuff. But even my friends who traded those prop firms don't like it. So pretty much what's happened to me, in my opinion, and I've been making YouTubes. Like, I stopped making YouTubes a long time ago, the videos, but I was one of the first on YouTube to be putting charts out there and information on trading. If you go back to my early stuff on YouTube. And I've watched an entire generation of traders get hijacked by fake futures and Forex traders and sold a pipe dream of prop firms, right? I've watched that happen. I watched them get sucked away from actual valuable, trading avenues into these suckholes of paper traders. Okay? I've never seen more paper trading assholes on social media in my life. And people follow them and worship their every move. I can't believe it. But I can. Because most people are stupid. And we don't know what we don't know. Right? Listen, when I started trading and didn't have money to, I looked into prop firms, y'all. There were prop firms 10 years ago, man. Same prop firms 10 years ago. But luckily, I had several mentors who showed me how scammy they were. And I could just tell reading it, ain't no way. Too good to be true. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to fucking be true. Right? Ain't no one giving you $1 million for $50 a month, y'all. Ain't no one giving you $100,000 for $50 a month. That doesn't even make sense. I'm sorry for my rant. I did not mean to rant right now. I did not mean to rant. But, I'm just on social and I'm like, damn, all these paper traders everywhere promoting paper trading, like as the way to, and it's not, okay? I'd say options, stock trading are the safest. And then Forex is a joke for the most part. Futures. My best friend's dad, actually, growing up, one of my best friend's dad was a gold trader and a cattle trader. Gold and cattle. And this dude was balling, So I'm not saying that's not doable in futures specifically. I like futures. It's something I'm looking into as well, actually, is futures. But for now, my lane is mid cap, small cap tickers, stocks. I find the most edge to be here. From ticker to ticker to ticker, I'm able to find edge. I can't find edge trading SPY with everybody or trading NASDAQ with everybody. Here's what's going on. When SPY's going up, SPY goes up, right? When SPY goes up, you better be trading to the upside for the most part. That's simple. It's that simple. If SPY's going up, you better have pretty much a bullish bias, right? So, tickers, we got FFIE. Nice first green day, a couple halts it looks like, right? Sweet on FFIE. ASST, some continuation from yesterday's first green day bounce, which we talked about, right? And now look at this area, right? Now we're actually pushing back towards breakout. Look at breakout risk reward on a trade like this. 1 to 15 if you're getting a decent entry. Okay. Which y'all look at these entries and think, oh yeah, well, who can buy there? My students, y'all. Me. This is what we do. It's what we do, literally. Every day. Right? So, all right. I love you all. I got to roll. Thank y'all so much for joining me this morning. I tried to drop some heat for you. I really hope you learned something. I'll be watching some of these day ones for my multi-day swings this week. And we're going to go from there. Okay? Get some lessons to you. If you are one of my wolves, I'm going to catch you guys. We are going to do our webinar this morning anyways. So I'll catch you guys in chat. Oh, nice. Giggity hit it. My man. So I will catch you guys next Monday. All right. Next Monday. Plus, hopefully, we're going to get you our first YouTube video in a while and just start cranking those out for you guys. A couple a week. All right. That's kind of where I'm focusing my shift to get you guys some better information on there in terms of, okay, don't buy high a day, don't buy breakouts. Well, what the fuck do you do then? I'm going to be hitting you that. All right. Giving you strategies, beginner information, how I scan, going to be showing you my setups, going to show you my computer setups. I got a couple of them. We're doing some day in the life stuff, man. We're doing a vlog for you. We're doing a lot of stuff to try to get you guys a bigger picture on what actual good trading looks like. And hopefully you'll enjoy it. All right. Love you all. Stay safe. Have an amazing trading day and week. And I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.